All right, what's up, my good people? It is your girl Mitch Gaming, and we are officially live tonight for the Kenya Pubg Mobile League game Season 9. And for tonight, we'll be having Group B participating. I know some of you have some team favorites playing tonight. Of course, we will be seeing how they're going to be performing in the comment section. We have some common teams. I mean, Epic Esports is here. We have Access Power. Okay, let's leave the common teams. You all know the common teams. We have new teams in the KPL Season 9 games, and luckily for them, they have landed in Group B. So, of course, we'll be checking to see how these guys perform tonight. We'll be seeing whether they're going to be living up to the challenge or they're going to be having a hard time, navigating through this all tournament. But honestly, all I can say is all they have to do is relax, because these KPL games are not as hard as they look, okay? They're just a matter of understanding and letting your IGL make the right decision. If it doesn't, then your team is probably going to suffer a lot. But anyway, guys, the live has officially begun, and we'll be going into the game right now. Oh, damn it. Wrong window. Okay, sorry about that. I had the wrong window on. But we are officially live. Game 1 is usually Sanhok. I believe everyone is used to Sanhok by now. If you're already here in the live stream, Karibu Sana. These are the Kenya Pubg Mobile League game Season 9. As usual, you have Jamal there in the comment section. He'll probably be directing you guys on what to do, where to go, and what maybe not to say and what to say. I haven't set a live goal this time round. I really need to put a super chat live goal, and then you guys can tell me which teams you support and how you think they're going to be performing, because we have a couple of good teams already. CX Esports already taken on a fight. One of the good teams we have in the game here, Access Power, already lost. One of their teams there, Scarface, has already been taken down. And of course, these are the KPL games. Surviving is not as easy as it looks. You have to be the best of the best to be able to be crowned the best in PUBG Mobile Kenya. Surviving in the Kenya PUBG Mobile League games is more like a hustle. So we'll be seeing how these teams perform, whether we'll be having the common teams are used to dominating, or we'll be having the new teams that have registered in the KPL Season 9 games dominating and showing us that they're even better compared to the teams that have been playing KPL for the longest time. Jana kidogo pale, I didn't know I was hurting a certain team's feelings, man. Guys, I was joking, bro. I was joking, okay? Don't take it too seriously. But then we have a team, a player there getting pushed from CX, plus some Access Power going in for that push. 9-on-1 in the pre-fires, looking to go for that push on Raven. He's caught surrounded, though we have another team there closing him on him as well. But then Raven gets a lot of damage. The boost is not enough to engage in this fight. Access Power player does get the knock on CX Raven. And that means one player remains standing now for that team. And that is none other than Murid. So I hope he has a strategy on how he's going to be surviving. Because if he doesn't, then it's going to be GG's for his team and him. By himself, by the way, because surviving is basically everything. So here in Docs again, we have another team. That is 3F Esports. Another good team, okay? That is another good team. We've seen their time and time again. We've seen them dominating Hapana Pale. And I can say what we're supposed to do is that, for of course the player from 3F there has been eliminated, but what you can say is we cannot put all our hopes on one team, okay? So in the comment section, you guys can tell me which team is going to be winning basically the first game of the night for Group B. This time round, sina hela za kuspea za kusema I'm going to give someone this or that. I don't have that, but if you want to do that, if you want to say something in the comment section, you want to say if someone gets a right prediction or maybe prediction on something, you can give them this or that, go ahead and do that in the comment section. It is an open space. Everyone and anyone is allowed to engage and speak your heart out. So let's do a quick rotation of the game and see where these teams are standing currently, where they have landed. We have the 3F Esports in Mong Nai. They have another team right in front of them there that is something life. Let me look at the name. It has something to do with life. The name is where are you? This is slot 12. That is nothing to lose. Yeah, for nothing to lose, that is their name, the life. Okay, I didn't know that. So they're basically in front of the team there in Mong 9. Then we have a team that is deadly in a Paradise Resort. Jamal, how are you feeling about your team? You do understand the tension when it comes to playing these games. If you're not sure of what your team is going to be performing, probably while you're watching, you're basically doing the predictions for them, but then they just don't know where to be. We also have the one and only Dark Tempers, another team we have seen throughout the KPL games from season 1 till now. They have been quite consistent, so we will be seeing whether playing KPL for all the seasons is somehow boosting their game skills as of now. Looking at the 1HT, that is not 1HT but IHT, that is Inhale Tempo, another team that has been playing KPL games for quite some time. When you go there to Ruins, that is team 11, we have, they're called the Samaritans. This is a new team to the KPL game, so thank you so much for registering to be a part of KPL. I hope the experience will be worth it. I hope that will help you improve your skills and maybe become a better team. Honestly, everyone has their own goals, so if their goal is to do this or that and maybe get their skills up, then maybe KPL is the best place for them to be in. But again, if you're already here in the live stream, please ensure that you're liking the live, because if you're not, Habibi, the live button is very much functioning, but then seems like the SG are taking on HAKUNA Matata for HAKUNA Matata. Another team that has taken a very long break from the KPL games, they're finally back. Kama umayona video fulani litrendingi, a certain group of people walikuwa wanachezea kwa kiti moja kwa giza PUBG Mobile. Wote walikuwa maji, wameketi kwa kiti wanapigana. Hiyo team ndio hii unaona hapa. Hakuna Matata, wanaona dust, kwa sababu you know, if you take a long time away from competitive scene, then of course things are going to be a little bit different. Also, sijui kama mna follow PUBG Mobile Africa on Instagram, they have made a very interesting post on PUBG Mobile Africa Cup this season 2025, including the prize pool. So kama hauchezi KPL, utafika aje kwa global stage, and it is giving everyone a chance kufika PMGC. Bruh, I don't know about you, but Nisat, we have the SG, they are taking on a fight. We have Skylar is already down. Vader, they're getting a couple of damage quite low there. We'll be seeing the players from SG trying to go in for that push. Beautiful cover from HM Psycho, one of the OG players from Kenya, PUBG Mobile. Scene there, has been playing PUBG Mobile for the longest time. One of the few people that actually I started playing PUBG Mobile with when we were TYC. Psycho was there, and amongst the few people that were actually showing us how to play PUBG, and still in the scene here. How good is it to see him there? He was with the team Akina Sags issue. I mean, the legends of PUBG Mobile. If you've played more than 7 years and you did not know these guys, wewe basi umekuja kwa the scene dude. But then you have SG very fast, got there passing by in front of Psycho. The sprays are actually there, but then no one has been knocked yet. Sip there watching the fight from afar. Psycho will be forced to engage in this fight because Sip there is getting some damage. Psycho, another raid on spray, got Sip there quite exposed. Vader beautiful damage. All Psycho can do is engage in that fight, get some damage, but then we have Bastard there coming from the back, getting a knock on Psycho, taking him all the way back to lobby here. HAKUNA Matata being eliminated one by one. Easy peasy elimination here happening right in front of our eyes. So as they go ahead and get eliminated there, we will be doing our rotations to see what is happening here. We have Dark Tempo's player, Inhale Tempo. Gets knocked, that is Fike, a very good player from Inhale Tempo. Honestly, if I'm being honest, Fike is actually really good. So let's see if he gets revived there. Ilza, the Dark Temper's team, going to be having a really hard time trying to recover the points there. Ama will have the Inhale Tempo doing their thing and actually surviving. So we'll see how that goes. But then you have SG there, that is Dylan Vekaria. Oh my days. If I pronounce your name wrong, you're totally allowed to tell me how to pronounce it in the comments section. I will do my best to make sure next time I pronounce it right. So don't write it as it should be written, write it as it should be pronounced. So Inhale Tempo, there we have a couple of teams surrounding them. 3F Esports coming in the scene. They're actually high on the higher ground right now. Might be the team that makes it hard for them to win, but then you have Excess Power too far out in the zone. The zone will be quite damaging. Surviving that zone will be a little bit hectic for them, but acha tutaona kama they will be surviving. Samaritan, that is a new team. We have the SG pile with the fun in the comment section. Acha tutaona vile ana perform, lakini siwezi kuwa sure. Mambo pia ni tricky kidogo. We don't know who's going to be performing better than the other, but acha tutaona. Sijui hata sijui tutasema aje, but wait, give me a second. Okay, good. All right, the audio is there. So hapa kwa SG we have someone there, the very nice vehicle. Who is this? SG Simp. please make sure your skills match vehicle. Then we have the 3F esports, sporting one of the players from Dark. They're engaging in a fight. You see this player here already getting knocked. That means the player does not have basically any healing to do because he doesn't have any loot. He was disconnected when the game started. But then have team 17 there, another new team to the Kenya PUBG Mobile League games, going against Supreme 7. Come watu waliona KPL season 8, you know Supreme 7. Hapo hata si lazima niwaambie. Mnajua ile dust inaenda kwa group B. Mnajua ile dust inaenda kuja hapa. I don't know if it was Epic. I saw them in Group B. Is it Epic? I really need to see. Just give me a second. Because if I'm not wrong, is it Epic? Let me go. Okay, apana, see Epic. Where's THALA Esports? Okay, I saw them. Never mind. So for team 17, that is the Opulent 7. They have one of their teammates there is already down. Shakur getting knocked as well. Scarface, they're being down. That means they have to now do the best thing they can do to survive. Looking at OPLQ, he's the only person remaining from his team. What will the plan there? But then Excess Power seems to have been eliminated by a new team in the Kenya PUBG mobile scene. Hiyo nayo ni maajabu ya Musa, I won't even lie. But honestly, this is the first game of the night. We cannot be the judges of what to say. But wameshatolewa kapelekwa lobby this early for Excess Power. They really need to get their points up. Honestly, they want to survive in the KPL games as they proceed. Remember, the more you get points, the harder, the closer you are to going against the toughest teams in the PUBG mobile gaming scene. So kama hauna hiyo, I don't know what to tell you. Kama hauna hiyo gist ya kuweza kusurvive, I'm not sure what to tell you, but they have the player there from Team 13 trying to cook up nades towards Team 3. That is TF21 Hater. Holding the DBS there, and the M416 will be probably seen whether to engage in that fight using the M4 or the DBS. But then have 6 CX Marida was about to go ahead and have a peek of what is happening around him. But it seems to have been taken out by Team 22. Another 13, what did I say? Team 13, I saw N2L, I said 22. But then Team 13... N2L God, is it that did Epic Esports change their name or what is happening? How did N2L end up in the slot for Epic? Okay, let me read the slots later. But then have 3F Esports, they are taking on a fight. 3F Fugger has been knocked and casted by the Inhale Tempo player. Kumbuka, I told you, KPL is not as easy as it looks. Kama hauna skills, kama hujakuwa in such a tight space in the PUBG Mobile Kenya competitive scene, then the pressure you'll be experiencing playing KPL will be unbelievable. Hata sijui nitakwambiaje. Hapo nayo utaona dust ni constant. Hapo hata kuona mbele itakuwa shida. Ni vile hata you know what? I'm going to return the commands that I usually have for OBS, where you can say he imeenda or something with the chat. So I'm going to return that so that you can engage in the chat through that. So we have the SG team, they are taking on a fight. Looking at the SG players there, we have TE, that is THALA Esports. We'll be getting closer to where we have all these teams surrounding the place. They're seeing the zone has gone towards the northern side of Sanhok right now. And we have the S7, Supreme 7, still waiting on Opulent 7 right now. One person remains standing, LQ. This is Shakur's team, okay? So Shakur sijui ataambiana nini ama atafanya nini, but Shakur and your team, they are having a hard time surviving in the KPL games. And now the spray there does connect. And we have Clyde, they are getting quite damaged. With the sprays there, TE THALA is down. So that means the players from THALA Esports will be forced to go in for that push. Look at what is happening there. We have Supreme 7. Nawale Pale, they have already one of their teammates. The dice is down. That means Team 13, we can see Spiral, they are going in for that push. We want to see between Team 13, between Supreme 7, which teams will be dominating this game. Honestly, Hapatas Jinta Semaje, but all these teams playing in Group B, they actually have good potential. They have the rotations, they have the skills. We are in the third phase of the zone. The number of teams surviving are 13 teams for now. So surviving this might not be as easy as it looks for this team, but let's give them some time and see how they do the rotations, how they go about it. But honestly, it's not going to be an easy game for them. There we have the player that is 911 Spyro getting damaged. Hapo hao ameshikilia Ridge akasema hatoki. Lakini sawa, who am I to complain? Who am I to complain? You have Sam Coolman holding the compound here, doesn't really want to expose themselves there, but then S7 and Spyro's team are really having a back-to-back there. A couple of sprays, getting dice and knocked already. They will be forced to go in for that push. Players from Team 13, that is N2L, they will be getting closer to S7. Hanchuk going back to get the revive on dice, but he should really focus on probably figuring out how they're going to be making it to the safe zone. The zone is about to close in. We will be going to Mok, where the fights will be a little bit more intense now. The players, of course, will be forced to engage in fights. But then you have T2F. One of the teammates, that is Zayn, has been knocked and taken back to lobby, as well as Wadani, another team that is TF2. I said T2F. TF2. Let me look at the name in full. TF2. Wapi TF2. I cannot see TF2. But that's a toner. So TF2, I'm not sure about the name there. But then you have the players from SG. One of the team there, Bast God, has been knocked. You can see a push happening there from Spray God. S12K the hand there. Beautiful P fires from Hater. Oh, is it Hater? Oh, Hater. The nade there is getting cooked up by Spray God. Is it going to be a Kobe? We can see the player there from TF2. You can actually see him while he gets a nade cooked up. Doesn't really connect. Doesn't have a knock happening on his side. But then remember, he's just with one man remaining. His teammates are actually down. The revive is quite delayed. One of the teammates has unfortunately gone back to lobby. That means he needs to get the revive or get away from this place. Viper, third party in the Viper Vader. Vader, third party in this fight. And just like that, E-team imeenda nyumbani. Just like that. Looking at S7 right now, one of the teammates, Microboy, has been taken back to lobby. Huncho there will be trying to cook up a nade. THALA Esports coming in from the back. THALA Esports clear foul. The sprays there from Clyde do connect. Hancho being quite low does wait and avoid going in for that push spray again. Because look at what is happening now. They're getting a little bit distracted. And 9-on-1 Spyro might just be coming in from the back to third party this fight. S7 dice. The player there is already not finding it easy. I won't even lie. Beautiful damage on Spyro there. We can see the players from Team 13 finally closing in. THALA player, they're going in for that push. Escalpe in hand does miss a shot there. And the player from S7 does get the knock there. Another knock is in for the THALA Esports player. Saint is down. But then luckily THALA Esports is in the same place. That means one person does get knocked. S7 Hancho, what will your plan be for this game? Hancho is just the only person remaining from his team. And looking at the players from THALA Esports, their knocked teammate will not be revived, that is Saint. But what will be their strategy to survive? Already they have lost one of their teammates. Saint is still down, will be taken by the zone. Two of them remaining, Foul and Clyde. They have the player from S7, that is Hancho, right in front of them. They're trying to get the damage in this guy, but he's holding that ridge perfectly, hugging it like there's no tomorrow, lying on that ground. Like that is the only thing that he's going to be depending on to survive in this game. Honestly, it is a matter of survival for the fittest. Whatever you can do to survive. At the end of the day, these are just Group B games. We have Group C games tomorrow. Remember, KPL Season 9, 50 teams is a lot. And we have to find a way of reducing the teams from 50 to just 16 winners. We have beautiful play there from Hancho getting Vader all the way back to lobby. The THALA Esports player also trying to make it to the zone there. Hancho will be exposed. Players are getting to engage in a fight there. We have Luffy, a been the only person standing right now, trying to get the revive. His teammate getting the rotations. Another knock is in there. Minji, we have to boil a little bit more. Kila mtu anajua Minji Vangi. So what are your skills and need to get a little bit high there, because now the rotation using his vehicle was not working. Hancho trying to cook up a nade there. Is it going to be a Kobe on 69 guard? The nade doesn't really connect because the player's in the vehicle. He goes in for that push jump shot with the shotgun. Doesn't really connect. Tries to go in again. But then beautiful DBS player. He basically called himself a god. So I'm guessing. No. He's gonna come back, sorry. I'm guessing his name matches his skill. N2L player, their player God has been knocked. Luffy now will be forced to find a way of getting the revive happening. Sam Breda, okay. Dark Nova getting knocked as well. You can see Nate, they're being cooked up. The players that need to get moving towards the safe zone. 6 teams remaining and the 6th phase of the zone. The battle is about to get a little bit more intense right now. People are getting third party. Luffy, where is Luffy? We have N2L Luffy Of course, Sam Preda there will be taken back to lobby. And for his teammate that was knocked initially is also getting revived. The Dark Tempers players are losing players to the zone one by one. Deadly Esports is still in the game. I'm sure Jamal is feeling to be happy about that. And we'll see what will be happening. They have Deadly Icon. We'll be going in for that push. Inhale Tempo player there has been knocked foul. There haven't been knocked there. Clyde being the last person remaining from THALA Esports will be trying to get the revive happening, going in for that push, but then will it be possible? We can see the Inhale Tempo there. The nades are actually connecting. Gunho looking for that rotation from Clyde, but then he's not going to spot him because now Clyde will be getting the revive happening right now. Inhale Tempo player Gunho, what is your plan? Deadly Clan getting wiped one by one. SAMARITANS, the new team in the Kenya Pubg Mobile League, wipes another team. Deadly Clan has been wiped out because SAMARITANS have been watching the game from afar. 4 teams remaining. Holding this shack will be close to impossible. They need to get their rotations happening. They need to be holding the best place in the compound, because without that, then my friend is going to be GG's to their teams. Inhale Tempo, Samaritan, THALA Esports, and N2L. 2 new teams in the Kenya Pubg Mobile League games, and now they will be trying to get the chicken dinner. Probably prove that they're actually better than the teams that have been playing KPL for the longest time possible. But we have the players there from N2L going in for that push of the teammates from Sun is already down. Suns will be getting the molly. They're going towards Inhale Tempo L77K, trying to get the thrust happening, but then he has to be careful. There's a team coming behind them. Luckily for them, THALA Esports distracting the team here, team 13. They have been able to distract them. Going in for the push, the DPS starts to be faster. Then Clyde waiting on that corner does get to wipe 2 players immediately using the DBS. Not even a DBS, S12K, bro. I've been calling S12K DBS, but then you have another push happening there. Clyde, the man with the S12K, goes in for that push. Inhale Tempo player there does get knocked. About to get another knock there, but then the zone is not your friend. Beautiful, beautiful nade there from Coolman. Doesn't really get the damage on 7K. We can see Gano going in for that push. One knock there from Samaritan, taking him all the way back to lobby. DBS is connecting. Coolman being the last person standing. DPS damage on 7K. But then my friend, my friendo, was basically surrounded by the Inhale Tempo players, and just like that, a team that has played KPL for the longest time now gets the winner chicken dinner. A total of 12 eliminations for that team. Coming in second, Samaritan, new team in the KPL, does get 7 eliminations. The third, we have THALA Esports, 10 eliminations. 4, they have N2L, 4 eliminations. 5, Deadly Clan 1, 6, Dark Tempers 1, 7, S7 3, 8, HAKUNA MATATA 4, 9, 3F Esports 2, 10, you have TF 0, 11, SG 4, 12, OP 1, 13, Excess Power 2, 4, 14, we have CX Esports 1, 15, we have O Life 0, and then 16, Game with Bliss 0 eliminations as well. Going all out with 6 defeats, we have Inhale Tempo player Pubg, Best Companion with 2 rescues, Inhale Tempo player Pubg, and then finisher with the final elimination, we have Pubg again doing that thing. I mean, I've basically enjoyed this game. I'm not even gonna lie. Initially, the game seemed to be quite low. Teams are waiting a little bit longer to engage in fights. Everyone was in their own world. I'm not even gonna lie. Everyone was trying to do their own thing, making their rotations a little bit late. Some teams lost their teammates a little bit early. So yes, I'm actually quite excited about that. I'm not even gonna lie. This lobby did seem a little bit easy. We had seen some teams that were new. We were not familiar with how they're going to be playing. Samaritan, big up to you guys. You just joined KPL. This is your first day, your first game of the night, and you've given us a time of our lives. We've enjoyed those games from the beginning till the end. My friend, thank you so much, and your team, for trying the KPL games. We also have the N2F2. I don't know. Let me even see the teams that have new names, because we have Nothing to Lose, a new team as well. We've seen them. We've seen how they're. I've not seen Eyes on Me. I don't think Eyes on Me got to join because this lobby is supposed to have 17 teams. But then, I mean, we have to give them. The new teams are actually challenging the OG teams from KPL. But then remember, these are just the group stages. As long as you qualify in the group stages and then now you go to the next stage, that is where the pressure begins. That is where you start to explain to your teammates, how did this happen? How are we not surviving anymore? The group stage seems a little bit heavy, but then now, light, but then now when you go to the semifinals, the finals, it's heavier. We have no strategy how we're gonna go about this. But anyway, guys, we have just finished game 1. That was in Sanhok. That was Group B. We'll be taking a quick short break where we'll be going to the next game. I think that is, let me look at the map. Erangel. The teams are joining the lobby, so of course don't go anywhere. If you're watching the live, please share the live stream link. If you're yet to do so, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and leave a like on the live stream, because these are the Kenya Pubg Mobile League Games Season 9, and we are watching Group B. BRB. All right, so we are back again. And of course, like we were saying, I mean, these are Group B games. Honestly, if I'm being honest, normally people are used to Group A being the toughest lobby, and then now we go as we progress, the lobbies become easier. But then this time round for KPL, actually, okay, so it's 51 teams. So Group A has their 16, but then Group D has 18, sorry, and then Group C has 17. So I was sort of leaning towards Group A to be a little bit intense, seeing how the teams that we had there. I mean, we have Mercenary Union, Invisibles, RC, uh Rex Code, uh so Rex Code, Rush Esports. Um, we have all these intense teams. They were all of them in the one group. They were in Group A, and then now when we're coming to Group B, we have new teams, and then the new teams are the one giving the OG teams a hard time. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but then the lay Samaritan player called San is actually doing a really good job. So we're going to be looking at him there a couple of times to see how he's doing. We also have OG teams for the KPL past season, that is season 8. We have like Supreme 7, that's an OG team. We know how they perform. We've had them doing TDMs. And then you come here, you look at Epic Esports. I'm not sure if it's Epic that I've renamed. I've really tried to understand if they're the ones who renamed, because seeing that I have a team in their slot, I'm not sure if that's them, but then CX Esports, they're being there as well. Those are two heavy teams. You have I saw a team. Just give me a second. I confirm which team. Oh, TF2 is Task Force 21. I almost got it wrong. But then we also have a team called OnlyFans. I think those are the OF. So they're OnlyFans. I don't know why they're OnlyFans. I don't understand why they came up with that name. But then you have Deadly Esports, another really good team that has been coming up in the Pubg mobile gaming scene. They have been really sharing good skills from time to time. I won't even lie, Deadly has skill. They have the numbers. It's a big clan. It's quite spread out. It's not easy to see them at random, but when it comes to KPL games, they come and they do their thing. We have excess power in the game as well. We've seen them dominating in other games, okay? So we want to see now. Excess power dominated as well in the East Africa Clash when we were doing the Kenya qualifiers. Excess power whooped Kenyans. Yes. They whooped people. They got to qualify. They played the East Africa Clash. I mean, Excess Power there also has some very strong players in their team. And then you have a team like 3F Esports as well. They came in the scene recently. They joined KPL from season 8. So we want to see how they progress. And of course, at the end of the day, our hope is that when you play KPL, you don't just go back as the normal player people are used to you being, but as a different, improved, competitive player in the Pubg Mobile Kenya gaming scene. But as we continue to talk a lot, let's head into the next game, Game 2. All right, so we are officially live for Game 2, where we have the flight path there coming from Milta Power all the way to Hospital. We'll be seeing how the teams participate, basically how they're going to be, what type of landings and rotations we're expecting from this game. And then we'll be making our prediction. But as you are watching the live, please go ahead and share the live stream link. Make sure to get as many people watching the live as you can, because these are the Kenya Pubg Mobile League games season 9, where all the intense action happens, all of them, okay? So as of now, we'll be seeing the teams are land. I'll be trying to look at the comment section to see if you guys have anything to say. Do you have any teams you're supporting? Do you have any team that we should be looking at? We're expecting to see, or rather, which team do you think is going to be dominating now? Because honestly, when you look at a team, for example, the Les Samaritans we're talking about, they're a new team. Not many people expected that to happen. Not many people knew their skills. Not many people knew their strategy. Most of the people were basically focused on the teams we are familiar with. I'm not even gonna lie. We are familiar with some of the teams that have been playing KPL. But for those that haven't, that's not going to be an issue, because now we are looking at you and we want you to surprise us. It seems like the Dark Tempers are already losing some players there in their game. excuse me, 69 gold. The first player to get the elimination, basically the first blood in this game. He will be trying to maybe go away from this fight. Dark Tempers is right in front of them. One of the teammates, Shadow, there has been taken back to lobby. I hope there is a plan for that, because if there is no plan, then we'll be saying sayonara to a couple of teams too early in the game. But then you have the Dark Tempers player that will be going closer to the players from N to L. That is, I'm still trying to cram your names, okay? N to N, okay, nothing to lose. N to L is nothing to lose, okay. Nothing to lose. So we have the nothing to lose team here. The player that is 69 gold is already trying to heal up here. They have already won elimination on the Dark Tempers team. When we look at the OP team here, we have Shakur, LQ, Scarface, and Hanma. Of course, some of them I've not seen them playing KPL for a while, so we'll be seeing how they perform, and what we're going to be expecting from them is a good skill, or maybe they'll be needing some little bit more improvement in terms of how they go about the games. But so far, we have teams there in Dirigible. We have Team SG. In Team 19 here, we have HAKUNA Matata. They're also in the game. And then we also have another team there with them that is Supreme 7. Two strong teams have encountered each other. One team has been on break for quite some time. That is the HAKUNA Matata team. And then when you look at the players there from Supreme 7, they have played in the competitive scene for quite some time. So, of course, the skill there will be a little bit different. But let's see how this is going to be happening. You have the Inhale Tempo fan there. That is none other than Cool. I don't know about Cool, man. Cool, how you feeling? Wagwan. How are you feeling? How is life? Welcome to the live stream. Again, guys, please share the live stream. If you're yet to like the live, please go ahead and like the live stream and do the necessary, that is subscribe, to make sure you enjoy the Kenya Pubg Mobile League games as they are being shown on your screens. The home of pure violence in the Pubg Mobile Kenya gaming scene. I'm here to, okay, I don't want to say that some teams have been basically stagnant, or I can say some teams have basically yet to maybe better their skills. But when it comes to improvement, we have to give most improved teams at least some clapping or recognition, because some teams have really improved. They have changed their gameplays. They have become a little bit more skillful, taking their time, doing the right rotations, doing everything they can to get the games moving. So we'll be seeing what will be happening here, what we'll be expecting from teams. Let me see. Let me just give it time. Let me see. But I don't think we'll be seeing new teams dominating for now. But let's go ahead and look at some Samaritans. They have gotten one of their teammates, their Breda, is down. Another teammate is quite low. I think I gassed them up maybe. I don't know, but never a thing like that. But then you have Sam Coolman then getting the first knock. Of course, he'll be going in for that push. He has to be careful because there's a player from CX on the right side there. Will be get the damage. Morid as well. Seeing that Coolman has been damaged, but we can see him going for that push. Raven trying to get the revive. Coolman has to be careful. The revive has finally taken place. Bison in his hand immediately takes the S12K. Will he be able to wipe out the whole team from CX by himself? Does get the second knock. Oh my days. Les Samaritans. Oh my days. Les Samaritans is giving CX Esports pressure? No way. I'm not even gonna lie. This is actually interesting to see. But then you have the players there from Les Samaritan. Coolman there being quite low. We'll be trying to heal up. We have CX Murid right in front of him. Coolman, of course, will be trying to heal up there. His teammate Kakashi does join the party here. We can see them trying to go in for that push here. Curry right on the hill. They're waiting for the chance going for that push. A sticky bomb has been launched on CX Murid. They will not be getting any damage because Murid decides to close the door for the sticky bomb to work on the door only and not himself. So let's see what their plan will be here. But then Les Samaritans have really become a very impressive team. They are getting the knocks, they're getting the faster. CX Murid will be waiting for some Kakashi to make a mistake. Then probably now they can even out the table. It is basically a 2v2. CX Murid and Ale Samaritan Akashi. Oh, it's not Kakashi. Akashi and Coleman. So we'll wait and see what their plan is. I feel like the time I'll rotate and move from here, a fight will happen. But then it seems like HAKUNA Matata, one of the teammates Vader, has been taken back to lobby. Psycho is currently down. So let's see what Siege will be up to. I mean, Sisi tukiwa wageni PUBG, Siege was giving teams, well, sleepless nights, guys. Sleepless nights. Playing with Siege was like playing with Steph. But then you have Sam Coolman there getting a knock on. His teammate as well has been knocked there, so he has to be the one to get his teammate basically in the safest place possible. Murid has been knocked, but now since Iyakari is quite far, he will be coming in for that push with the Dacia to see whether he'll be able to get that revive or go in for that push. But then the late Samaritans have been able to get the revive. Coolman there will be going for that push. The player that is trying to get the healing happening has been pushed there. Coolman going in for that push, and just like that, late Samaritans have been able to take out CX Esports. Wah, sema kimeumana. Cause how man? Team A pros ama? No, hurry. Let me explain to you what I mean when I say Group A. So when we're doing the seeding, Group A had these strong teams. Like what I mean by strong teams is teams that have experience in the gaming scene, not just only in the Kenya PUBG mobile scene. They are playing in other tournaments as well. And also when you look at the KPL rankings, they actually are dominating, and they get to be the teams with the highest points. I mean, getting 120 points is usually very hard. So for such teams, they usually tend to target and hit that and pass it, you know. So that's why I'm saying Group A. People thought Group A was going to be the hardest lobby to be in. But then when you look at Group B now, I mean, Le Samaritan wametoka wapi? Guys, that's my biggest question. Le Samaritan wametoka wapi? Cause Le Samaritan wame grow. I won't even lie. Wame grow. They've started now. Now washa grow. Mimi nimecheza miaka na mikaka na sisi cheza KPL, guys. I'm just not a caster. Lakini fact ni nikikupata as long as we wa invisible akina Blade, as long as we wa hiyo team na kufinya mbaya sana na uta delete game na tuna bet nikikufinya unatoka PUBG. Okay, but hiyo ni mambo yangu peke yangu ya kusema. But then have the 3F Esports, they are taking on the fight against THALA Esports. Foul, one of the teammates was taken back to lobby. The Primos here seems to be safest place right now in this second game of the night. Already 3F has 3 of their players down. That means one person remains stand in the IGL, that is Fuga. THALA Esports player THALA has been spotted, and the spray they're connecting from Fuga does get some damage in THALA, but then look at THALA's spray on Fuga. They are lacking in terms of utilities. Fuga does not have meds to engage in this fight at all, but then you have Saint, they're coming for that push. DBS in hand. Will he be able to get a knockdown? Will he be able to get that fight happening on THALA Esports? Saint, they are really putting on the pressure. Once going for that push, Fuga, they've been quite exposed. The player has basically no meds. He's waiting for the chance to engage, and just like that, Saint basically pre-firing through the window easily takes out that team. Honestly, that was easy for THALA Esports, taking out the last player Fuga because he lacked utilities to be able to engage in this fight. But then for THALA Esports, they're down 1 player foul. Claudia seems to be disconnected, so I hope they will be fixing that. But he is disconnected, and they should probably come up with a way of making it work, because if it doesn't, then mambo yatachemka, mambo yatakuwa a little bit tricky. Na hawataweza kusurvive, no. But then now the zone is changing. Have excess power still in the game here. They seem to be playing more on the passive side here. They're not really aggressive anymore. They want to be on the safest side of the game as much as they can, and that's totally okay. But then remember, at the end of the day, the zone does close in and the fight comes to you. Every time the zone does come to you. The fight, whether you like it or not, the more the game continues to come to an end, the more you get closer to engaging in a fight. So as long as you're ready, then probably that will make sense for you. But then you have the deadly esports here. Mm, uh, or okay. So I can see some players are saying that the ping is quite high. Okay, for my side, I can see I'm watching with 160 ms, 150, 160. So I hope the players are stable for them, because for me that's stable. Normally, because I play Europe, so kila mtu na whatever works for them. But of course, in the comment section, feel free to tell me which teams you think are going to be winning the second game of the night, that is for Group B. And if you're yet to like the live stream, please go ahead and like the live. That will be really appreciated. So please go ahead and like the live stream as you enjoy Kenya PUBG Mobile League Games Season 9 Group B games. We have OP Hanma waiting for a chance here for maybe a team to get closer to them. Deadly Clan, they are doing the rotations as well. Inhale Tempo holding a compound because they do not want to engage in a fight yet. Supreme 7. Looking at Supreme 7, I can say Supreme 7 is a strong team, guys. When you looked at Season 8, you saw how they whooped people, man. Yani ilikuwa hata sijui ndasemaje, but it was very surprising how they got to whoop people. And I can say if you're not prepared to play KPL, it's totally fine. I'm not even going to pressure you to do anything. But if you can play daily scrims that happen across different servers, then you'll be totally fine in the KPL games. That shouldn't be a pressure to you or a worry to you or your teammates. But then let's have a quick rotation. Excuse me. Of where the teams are. We have Dark Tempers. We have Dark Nova. That there's a team getting closer to them. Finally, some action. Just raise their own Hakuna Matata yet to get any knock happening, but then the Haitian player quite lows power. Right in front of the Haitian player's power, you can get a spray there, beautiful spray, and take on the players from Hakuna Matata. They have been able to go away from this fight, but then whoever the driver is, he should be awarded best driver in PUBG Mobile, because what is that? He basically evaded that fight from the Dark Tempers team. But then looking at the late Samaritan, we have Akashi there and Coolman. They are not in the safe zone. They will be making their rotations towards the safe zone just to make sure that they get to survive and get more points on their side. Remember, everything you do counts. If it's going to camp here, make sure it counts. Make sure no one is going to take you out of that compound. If you can't camp and hold a compound, heri ukai kwa shamba. I am not lying. Some people prefer playing kwa shamba. I don't ever making sense. They'd rather lie down and snake outside the zone. Sorry about that. Keep remaining much. But I'm back. Sam Akashi getting knocked there. Seems like Coleman again will be trying to get the revive and the save on his teammate. The Dark Tempers players basically in front of them. The rotation there will be needed. Dark Tempers taking the aggressive side of this game. Their Devil Ends power going in for that push. Coleman, he gets the revive. Finally finishes the revive there. Coleman does get knocked the vehicle. Akashi being the last person remaining has to do something about his Vaden's power immediately with an Uzi. Does get this player all the way back to lobby. Just like that, Lay Samaritans have been eliminated. I mean, Lay Samaritans are good, okay? They're good. We can argue about that later, but then the Samaritans, they're actually good at the game. Have the Inhale Tempo, player L77K, they're getting engaged in a fight, and Hakuna Matata as well here. One of the teammates is already down now. Skywalker getting pushed. DBS in hand, I mean, pushing a DBS player. If he knows how to use the DBS, lab, that's not trouble, but if he doesn't, he won't be seeing the trouble. S7, they're getting the last player from Hakuna Matata. Inhale Tempo getting on a fight of the SG team. SG players have been eliminated one by one. Last person remains standing. Simba, AKM at hand there. Fast knock on the 1HT player. Immediately going in for that push. Does get the fast start and the nade. Does get a Kobe. And just like that, Inhale Tempo does get to eliminate the SG players, taking them all the way back to lobby. 8 teams remain in third phase of the zone. Now, this is where all the battle begins. This is where now you start arguing with people because they're taking your compound, or maybe your teammates or the IGL did not make the right call on where to hold, and now you have to find a way of surviving. I can see Salamatu Kamara saying that THALA Esports for the win. We'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed that the team you're supporting does get to give you a winner chicken dinner. But then if you're watching the live, please make sure to like the live stream. If you're yet to do so, make sure the number of likes match the number of people watching the live. That would be really helpful to help push the live stream to go up on the YouTube page. Okay, Dark Tempers, the does engage against the players from OP. They seem to have eliminated the Dark Tempers player, two of them's Power, and the teammate Devil being the last two players remaining. Shakur, they're trying to get the pre-fires Power with a nade on the hand. Will it be a Kobe there on Shakur? Shakur, you have to be careful. The nade is getting cooked up. The nade does get connecting here, and we have one player down from the OP team, Shakur, and immediately LQ going in for that push. S12K in the hand. Another dangerous gun. The S12K, the DBS, S1, the double barrel S2. All these guns. Either people say it's a low competitive scene, but players are actually misusing this completely. They're really misusing the guns there, the shotguns. They have Dark Devil, they're getting pushed at the P-fires from Dark Devil. Does get the damage there, does get a knock on LQ. Trying to get the Thast there, he gets knocked and taken back. Lobby's Power now has to do that thing. Okay, not Thasted, but they were almost taking back Lobby's Power, trying to use the S12K there. My friend, the zone is not your friend anymore. Look at the damage from the zone. Power getting damaged by the zone, and just like that, easy elimination for the players there from OP. S7 players, Supreme 7, Hancho, Dice, and Micro Boy surviving in this game. They're probably looking to see whether they will be getting anything happening on their side, but honestly no one is surrounding them yet. The zone is about to move. They are no longer in the safe zone, and moving to the safe zone might just be the best way to go about it. The Inhale Tempo players, we have Gunho, VK, and the L77K. They are the only ones remaining from their team. They have lost one of their teammates, that is Pubg. Unfortunate for them. I hope they have some a plan on how to go about it, because that was just losing a player, and now you have to find a way of working as a trio. If you do not have synergy, here Amanda, I won't even lie, here Amanda. But then guys, in the comment section, when you look at KPL, which team is said to be the best PUBG mobile team in Kenya? Looking at Excess Power here, they are playing on the passive side of the game. They don't want to be on the aggressive side. We have the teammates there, Lorenzo, V2, 911, and Scarface. The other ones remaining from their team, we have the Deadly Clan. They are finally getting surrounded. Inhale 10 to their 7th, they can't get in for that push. Beautiful spray from Deadly player Gojo. Does get the fast stop, taking him all the way back to lobby. Gunho watching this fight from afar. Two players remaining from Inhale Tempo. Gunho, be careful. Deadly Clan are very aggressive when they want to be aggressive, but then Gunho waiting patiently. Shotgun in the hand there. DPS does get the damage on God. The Gojo, sorry, the fast stop is in there. Icon trying to get the cover sprays on Gunho, but then will we be having one person taking out the whole team by himself? Not possible, because Supreme 7 decides to party the party. The party. What is the party? What is the party? Hey. Supreme 7 does the third part of the fight there. Inhale Tempo, Gunho does get eliminated, taken all the way back to lobby. Quite unfortunate, but then Deadly Clan on the other hand, really having a hard time surviving. Deadly Dex, oh, I thought he was alive. Ningesema hiyo nyoka iko hapo nyuma ndio zile tunaambiwanga utembee na bakora kwa mkono man. But then Deadly Clan, they're actually losing a couple of their players there, meaning one or two players remain standing. Deadly Gojo and Deadly Icon, two players remain standing. Of course, they will be forced to cook up some nades here to get at least maybe the elimination on Fike, or the players from Supreme 7 will be third part in this fight more and ensuring they can take out a team all the way back to lobby. So let's see what will be happening there. But then S7 Microboy will be going in for that push. But then before he does that, let's have a quick look at what Inhale Tempo player Fike is up to. He's just but a solo from his team, trying to cook up Kobe's on the Deadly Clan, but then the nades not really connect here. Surely the nades not really connect. They should probably find a way of making it work. I'm not even gonna lie. They need to find a way of making it work. Either Deadly Clan takes out VK before Supreme 7 closes in, or Supreme 7 takes out is taken out by either Deadly or the teams behind them. But then we can see they have spotted the plus Max's Power. They are going in for that push. What is this theory? You cannot go in for that push with a vehicle that is this quite open, just like that. Excess Power, easy peasy eliminations. Supreme 7 do go back to lobby. Quite unfortunate for them there. But then the zone is about to close in. Stage 5 of the zone. Now we have the players going in for that push, or really just inhale tempo player. Fike has to be careful. The compound there has excess power. They do not want to change their position. And we have another team here playing it safe as well. THALA Esports has spotted last player Fike there. Deadly Clan losing players to the zone. That is not a plan you need to be doing in KPL right now. You need as many points as possible. THALA Esports player THALA. The nades of course don't really connect yet, but then the nades from THALA Esports are really deadly. They're looking at what the damage is getting on Fike. He needs to start moving. He needs to find a strategy that works there. But then Fike waiting for the players from THALA Esports to get closer. He has a room he can hold, but then for how long? Molly's. The mall is basically outside where he is. Yani, are you caught as safe? No one is safe in KPL. Hakuna. But then how the players are from OP. Opulent 7. Dear Shakur, what does Opulent and 7 have to do? Oh, Shakur, they are getting cooked up. I mean, ingia kwa maji. Ingia kwa maji, buana. I need to know, is it because he was in water, the molly was not damaging? Because the HP Shakur had, that was enough to get him knocked. But then you have 911 Spyro watching the fight there from afar. They do get to have a knock there on the players from Opulent 7 as they try to getting the revive, the healing, sorry. And now we have excess power taking on another team. 5 eliminations to their name. They will be trying to get more happening. Nothing to lose there. Right in front of them we have excess power players waiting for the players from Nothing to Lose to make them 6. But then Spyro there does expose himself. Beautiful spray from the Bison, but then I mean the damage from Bison is not as high as the damage from an M416 or AKM or whatever other gun they try to use. But then Spyro there will be getting knocked by the vehicle, by the zone, trying to get the vehicle. Luffy now being the last person remaining from his team, have excess power right in front of THALA Esports. So THALA being quite exposed there. 911 taking advantage of this safety as well. Getting spotted. Beautiful damage from 911. They have to be careful of Luffy there. He's on the edges right now. He might be the reason excess power will not be getting a chicken dinner if they decide to engage. 3 teams remaining. THALA Esports, nothing to lose. A new team in the KPL scene. And we also have the excess power in the game as well. So we want to see what will be their rotation, or rather their strategy to win this game. Excess power, like I said, have been dominating in other games. Question is, can they dominate in KPL? Can they dominate in KPL? Dominating in KPL is not easy, buana. Dominating? Crazy. But then you have excess power. They're going in for that push. Scarface, they're getting closer to the players from THALA Esports. And Nate getting cooked up. Mole is getting thrown towards the players there from THALA Esports. Scarface trying to get as much damage as possible. You can see the players there from THALA Esports getting damaged, but then they really need to find a way of surviving. Nades flying in from excess power. Saint, they are holding the basically outside the building. The nade there does connect Lorenzo, perfect Kobe, and now one person remains standing. Saint of the SOK trying to get the damage, and just like that, excess power takes out THALA Esports. Now one player remains standing. That is N2. Yeah. I was about to say Luffy might just be showing us that there's nothing to lose, but basically that is just it. That is just it. That is it for game 2. We have winners for that game as excess power getting 8 eliminations. The second, we have nothing to lose there, the 1 elimination. Third, we have THALA Esports 6 eliminations. Fourth, we have OP 2 eliminations. 5, we have Inhale Tempo 6 eliminations. 6, we have Deadly Clan 1 elimination. 7, Supreme 7 3 eliminations. 8, Dark Tempers 4 eliminations. 9, SG 3 eliminations. 10, HAKUNA MATATA 1. 11, SAMARITANS 4. 12, 3F 1, and then 13, CX 2 eliminations. Going all out with 4 defeats, we have Inhale Tempo Fike, Best Companion with 3 rescues, Samaritan player Coolman, and a finisher with the final elimination as excess power player Scarface. Honestly, what is not happening? Just give me a second so we can have a quick look and have a quick chat on what is happening in tonight's games. But so far, teams are really having a hard time trying to survive here. Honestly, excess power has pulled up their game. Game one, I think maybe they were trying to get the hang of it. They were trying to see how they can survive. They were trying to see, well, did our rotation work? No, it did not, because we lost the game in Sanhok. We did not get enough points in that game, but that is totally okay. Okay, that is totally okay. But now, Le Samaritan, CX Esports is a strong team, guys. I'm not even lying. CX Esports ni wale wa. Unasikia ile wale wa. But then Le Samaritans comes in. They say, okay, you know what? I see this KPL everywhere. Why not engage? And they do that. So they come in and they decide, okay, fine, let's show Kenya PUBG community that we're actually good at the game. Even though we don't play that competitive, we can actually dominate a game. And I asked there in the comment section, is there anyone who knows which team is are going to survive? I can see some Yamate Kudasai. Hey. Nitaanza kuchapa stories za TikTok. Wacheni hizo, man. But thank you so much, Kudasai. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. That's wondering, I'm using a different screen to look at the chats. But then again, guys, please, we have a lot of us watching the live, but then we're not liking the live. Why? Nini shida? Nini shida? Ama mnogopa Le Samaritan. Anyway, guys, let me just have a quick look at the codes, and then I can join. But then, if I'm being honest, Mambo C Villet look at nadhani itakuwa looking at some teams. I don't know about CX. I am not even gonna lie. CX wako nini may happen. And then we come and look at a team like HAKUNA. So for HM, HM neke ama today ni Sunday, hawako mavitu, so they can see the game. But then I think maybe because they took a long break from the competitive scene, then now they're trying to catch up, and then sasa imekuwa ni kusheki hivi kidogo. But ni sawa. Kama it works for them, it works for them. Kama it doesn't, well and good. Lakini HM should probably polish their skills on that. Let me look at another team. I can see Laria saying their super chat, win W's for Laria for the super chat, saying excess on the top, lazima. You see, excess Laria, nikiingililia excess utasema Mitch or Mitch A. But then excess game one kulienda aje, ni nini shida? What happened that excess mulikuwa na chance ya kucheza vizuri game one, mkaingia mkacheza, but I think they changed their strategy. They went on the passive side and then came back and tried to be on the aggressive side of the game, and that of course did somehow change the things. Ani lazima ongelele Rush. Oh, Rush imefanya nini? But let's give me a second. Let's take a quick break and then we'll be right back. All right, sorry guys for that slight delay. We have some teams that are having a hard time joining the room. That's totally okay. I mean, everyone is new to these things, and it's totally understandable. Some teams have not played competitives in a while, and they're trying to maybe navigate it. That's totally fine. But anyway, guys, welcome to the live stream. This is your girl Mitch Gaming, and these are the Kenya Pubg Mobile League Game Season 9. And for tonight, we are going to the third game, and that's going to be Miramar. So let's see what the game has for us and what we're going to be expecting. Okay, sorry about that, I'm back. So looking at the flight path, we have it coming from the northwestern side of Miramar all the way to the southeastern side in Patrona. And we'll be seeing where the teams will be landing and what we're expecting. We have a total of 16 teams a game. Only one team has not showed up, maybe for their own personal reasons, I'm guessing. But we are here, we are live, and we want to see for this game which team is going to be giving us a winner chicken dinner. Nifungulie huyu. All right, we are back. Yama, is there anyone who... All my cats, like one of them ran away, the other one left us. But this one, if you need a cat, I'm giving you for free. It looks like Garfield, for free. Sema location nikurushie kwenu. Anyway, guys, we are watching the game here tonight, and we want to see how these teams will be performing. When you look around Miramar, it's usually a big map, and getting people together depends on the level of the competitiveness of the game. But then, because some teams tend to have specific landing spots, and people tend to give out their landing spots, and teams are told not to land close to each other, you'll have some teams not really engaging at all, even in the beginning of the game. They'll maybe come to engage at the third, maybe fourth zone. But then looking at the comments just real quick before we can go ahead and see what's really happening in the game. We are not there, guys. We are not there. Okay, so we have a Supreme 7 fan. I can see someone. Come on, in SG, you can do it, my boys. Okay, you believe in SG? Actually, SG has been really cooking. I can agree with Nades there. SG has really improved. But then this one team, Les Samaritans, guys, Mr. Jiku also. But when you look at Les Samaritans, yani vijana wako kazi bana, they're whooping people, they're taking guys back to lobby, yani hawataki mchezo, wanafanya ile kitu wanafinya kufinya, and we love to see that. Honestly, at the end of the day, as long as the game is competitive, that's what we'd love to see. We have the excess power team here. They're doing the rotations as well around the map. We have a team, they're like team 15. I'm not sure what team 15 is about, but let me check on team 15. Deadly noobs. Deadly noobs. Okay. What were deadly? What gone? Okay. Where's Jamal? So this is the clan you were looking for. The Deadly Noobs. They've joined as a solo. I don't know why, but they're new. And pale Discord, they were having a back-to-back na Jamal akisema vile watafinya Deadly Clan. But then shida ni moja. They turn up kwa game. Sasa sijui tutafanyaje. But of course, all hope is not lost. Remember that this is just the first week for the groups, Group A, B, and C. This is your first week. And then next week, we'll be having again the second trial for group stage for Group A, B, and C all over again. So we'll be really interested to see how these teams really perform. I've seen Group A, Group B, Group C, all the lobbies have really competitive teams. So pale kwa finals, I'm thinking some teams will struggle. I'm not sure if Invisibles will be able to dominate all over again the way they've been dominating in the Pubg, Kenya Pubg Mobile League games. I don't think they will be dominating that way anymore. But hiyo ni yetu kujionea. Wacha tutaona if we're going to be seeing that or not. But then we'll just be on the lookouts to see how that really goes. And then Kibet comes in and says, 4BF on top. Meno kudasai. Anyway, we have the 3F esports. They're losing some players already. It seems like they're taking on a fight. So we'll be going there to see what the Supreme 7 team is up to. They seem to be having the 3F on their side there. But then being able to take one elimination, the rest of the team is some 3F esports are not really close there anymore. So they have gone far away from these fight. We'll be looking at a TF2. That is Task Force 21. Genius Day on new team in the league. They're also doing a really good job, really trying to dominate, trying to stay alive as much as possible, and then come fight in the last zone. So that's totally okay, totally allowed. Look at Hacienda de Paltron. We have a team here that is a CX Esports. Last game pale walionyeshwa giza na that one team called Le Samaritans. I really want to know about Le Samaritans. Where have they been all this time? Why have they not been playing KPL? Wamekuja sai, and now this is when we're seeing them. So, watuambia amekuwa wapi, because I'm not gonna lie, it's really interesting to see a new team joining us, and then they do that thing. Looks like Excess Power taking on a fight against the Inhale Tempo. Already one of the teams there has been knocked, and we're to see whether they'll be going in for that route. But then Excess Tattoo there has been knocked and fasted by the Inhale Tempo players, taken all the way back to lobby. So hapo kidogo, maybe either he was disconnected or actually they got to encounter each other and the fight did transpire. But honestly, we're not sure about that. We're going to be checking to see what really happens. You have THALA Esports there, another team that has really shown some improvement in their rotations. They've taken their time. They've not really rotated without thinking it through. They've waited for people maybe to make mistakes, and then now they come in and now start to engage. So that's something about THALA Esports we've noted as well. Let's go around. They have the Deadly Esports. Excess Power taking on HAKUNA Matata. Let's go. Where is Excess Power? Come on, let's go. So we got here a little bit late, but then it seems like HAKUNA Matata being taken out one by one by the players from Excess Power. One person remains standing, that is Siege, but the 911 Perfect Spray does get the knock on the last player from HAKUNA Matata. 4 eliminations for the Excess Power team. Hapa sijui kati ya Excess Power hizo team zote ze mnajua. Hapa sijui itasemaje, but looking at Excess Power, acha to name Excess Power, Invisibles, Mercenary Union, Noble Knights, kina nani wengine? Acha nione. I don't know team gani inamensheniwa sana. Tycoons Esports hapa. Rush Esports ni nani wengine? Let me just think. But those teams, okay? When you look at those teams, when you mention, and you look at KPL Season 9, we have new teams that are actually showing up. You can see Opulent 7, you can see Les Samaritans, nothing to lose. And then we have Task Force 21. They have really come in the scene there. They're really aggressive. They want to be seen and highlighted as very good teams. Mi konyo kweli, the new team that will make it to the top 5 is Les Samaritans. Argue with me now. Tubishane sahi. Tuone nani anajua Kenya anasema. Because the way they're playing, you can see how they're wiping the lobby. They're not really aggressive. They're just taking their time. They want to basically, how can I put it? They want to take their kills. Is that how people call it? Kuwinda, gosh, hunt, damn it. Connexelli in English link for the beautiful spray there from Duck Temple player Devil. That's gonna knock, almost getting a tough there on the player from S7 Esports. They have been exposed. They are in the middle, they are open field. The Dark players are really trying to get as much damage as possible. The vehicles here might just be the reason. Supreme 7 will be taken back to Lobby Malvo there, getting quite damaged by Dark Templars player, that is Power, and that will be forcing them to go in for that push. They know they've gotten a couple of knocks. Question is, why are the teammates not really going in for that push? Supreme 7 right now getting quite pressured by the players from Dark Tempers. They're getting the taps happening on the side. Their vehicles are getting damaged. They need to make the rotations. Shida ni what I make is the rotations without losing their players. I'm not sure about that, but then we'll be seeing whether that's going to be possible for them to survive or not. A lot is really happening there on these teams' sides, but in kawaida, these are things we are used to seeing. But then I can see Inhale Tempo, 2 wins today coming. Watch out to Tana. Inhale Tempo is actually playing a really good game. They're making their rotations. They're taking their time. It's very interesting to see how they will be performing. But then Supreme 7 does get third-partied as well by 3F Esports. Not really third-partied. It means like their teammates are not really close to their one teammate who was left on the side, maybe, so that they can make the rotations. But then now Dark's Power does get the rotation on the players from Supreme 7. This is what we call IQ thinking when you're playing the competitive scene here. Now S7 player Maro will be pushed from the far. Malvo does get knocked by Dark's Power. The players from S7 now are in a very delicate place. They are surrounded, they are sandwiched. Dark Tempers using the skills here to make the push happen. The smoke is covering them. The pre-fires from the teammates, the cover fires are connecting. S7 really having a hard time getting a knock on Devil here. They're really getting surrounded. They're getting the damage happening. Devil cannot really see them using the nest. Okay, but let's get the knock there on the Supreme 7 player, taking him all the way back to lobby. Together with his teammates, 2 players have been eliminated from the Dark Tempers team. Yani, from Dark Tempers, from Supreme 7, by 1 person from the Dark Tempers team, sorry. Yani, what is happening, man? Is Lobby B, were people, I don't know. I can say, maybe they thought that because this is Lobby B, that the lobby will be easier compared to other lobbies. So you can find a team is playing on the aggressive side. They're really going in for that push. They're not taking their time to analyze the situation of the game. Should we be there or should we not be there? All these factors are being placed on the table, and then you find these teams realizing that this is not a fight we should have engaged in. We should have probably taken a time before engaging in this fight, but then have the nothing to lose. Team going for that push on THALA. Esports player THALA hit quite low, does get a knock and a thrust immediately on 69 gold. So now they're nothing to lose team. Luffy, Spyro and Minji, they will be exposed. Of course, they will be waiting for that chance maybe to see whether they get to engage in this fight. No THALA Esports players there. They are getting damaged by N2L Luffy, and he will not be able to get that knock easily because that is a heal glitch. Getting some damage on him will be close to impossible. The zone does shift. You're going to the middle of Miramar, La Benita, Mina General, Los Leons, Graveyard. These places are the places that are quite surrounded right now. And of course, the teams will be looking for the safest place to be. 911 Spyro will be spotted there by THALA Esports player Fall. Trying to get the damage there, my friend. Spray him out of the vehicle here. Spyro getting damaged. Beautiful spray from Fall there, but then unfortunately for him, he doesn't really get a knock happening. But then get that spray happening. Trust your spray. Kuna mtu alisema hiyo spray yenye nilipost ilikuanga ya luck. Guys, I'm not just a caster, you know, I'm a gamer like you guys. Samaritans ni wa Kenya na wote flag ya Mauritius. Unataka kusema si wa Kenya? Acha nione. Wewe ni wa Kenya. Unaona wapi wakikaa Mauritius? Jamaa hawana skins. Wanatezeka. But then beautiful spray there from Coolman. It does get a damage. Actually, ukiangalia skills are, even when you look at their accounts, they're actually what an issue, but maybe it'll talk vibaya. But then have the players there from Lay, Samaritan, Coolman. They're doing the rotations of the buggy, looking for a place to hold. So we'll be seeing how that goes. But then have excess power. Lorenzo, they're quite low, trying to heal up. They have to go far away from this place because now the players from Lay Samaritans are making the rotations and they want to be the ones getting the eliminations on the players from 3F and excess power. Oh, life. We can see a knock there. Dark Tempers now finally facing their fate. One of their teammates, Devil, has been knocked. Devil is actually doing a good job. Pata pale some damage up on a pale. He's doing a really good job, so that's nice to see. But then you have the Dark Tempers team. There's Power, Nova, Shadow. The other three people standing from their team, they have the Deadly Clan right in front of them. You have Manu, Gojo, Icon, and Deadly Mist, the legendary Deadly Clan lineup. So actually only that lineup will still be dominating for us, or it will be close to impossible for Deadly Clan to continue dominating in the KPL games because of the new teams that are in the lobby. THALA Esports looking for a safe place to be in. Inhale Tempo, they are holding right now Los Leons, but then the zone is about to move. Then probably they will be forced to move from this place, go to another location. 25 seconds remaining. Third phase of the zone. We are going to the fourth phase of the zone. Watch us sasa tuone nani ni nani. If you are running away from the fight, like I said, the zone has to close in. Always a fight will come to you, but then Minji there does get knocked. They need to get the river happening there. Nothing to lose. Might be losing one of the teammates, and that is none other than Minji. Deadly Clan finally taking on a fight. CX Esports as well taking on another fight, but then nothing is happening here. So let's go where we have Deadly Clan because they seem to be taking their fights. They are taking on kills one by one. CX Esports as well is somehow engaging in a fight. They have gotten their knocks, but then we have nothing to see there. So let's go back to Deadly Clan. They have a team right above them. They will be looking at that to engage in this fight or not, but then the Dark Tempers team holding the high ground there in Miramar. Hapa sasa ndio mambo inaanza kuwa ngumu. If you do not understand Miramar, if you don't know how to hold the high ground, you might be seen as though you have the visuals. Like hitting one thing is for a fact, a person with the perfect spray can easily remove you guys from the highest ground in Miramar. But then you have the players from Opulent 7, Shakur pale na watu wake. Shakur tunaenda event anasema meet tunaletea cookies. Do you know which cookies you're talking about, guys? Do you know which cookies he's talking about? Is our website. Do you understand how heartbreaking that was? But then have the players there from Opulent 7. The team they're getting quite damaged. Hamna has to be careful. They have a team right in front of him. That is the SG Spray God. The name does count here. He is a Spray God. But then does he have enough spray or good damage on the players from Opulent 7? The zone is about to close in. Fourth phase of the zone is about to get smaller now. Going to the fifth phase of the zone. Mambo itakuwa muzuri. Ati beautiful spray. We mbuzi wewe. We mbuzi wewe. Ha? Chukua hiyo voice pack mweke kwanza ikwe kwa group. We mbuzi wewe. Ukiwahi type kitu hapo mtu anitengenezea hiyo voice. Oh, we mbuzi wewe. Cheza na mimi. Then Dark Tempers, their scenes to be losing a couple of their players. We can see them engage in a fight, but then you have CX Esports. They will be going to the high ground now. They have a team on their left side. The moment they take fire, they will be exposing their position. OP team there. Dolphin has been spotted. Beautiful knock from OP Hanman. Of course, they'll be taking him back to lobby. Now the CX Esports players need to get closer. CX Pack going in for that push. Hamna trying to get the pre-fires happening. The damage on Pack is quite high, but then unfortunately for Hamna, he is the only person remaining there closer to the CX Esports players. The Scarface, they're trying to get the damage. Fast knock is in there. Yakari is down. Pack going in for that push. Scarface trying to get the fast happening. Second knock on CX player Pack, and now one person remains standing. That is CX Murid. He has a trio to go against, and that is Opulent 7, Shakur, Scarface, LQ. Watu wa cookies za website kabla ya cookie ya kukula. Sijui kama ni mimi sikuwa naelewa English ama sijui kulienda aje, but we have OP LQ and Scarface, 2 players remaining from this team. What a beautiful way of using that vehicle as his cover, but then he has to get it destroyed before someone uses that. But CX Murid, last person remaining from the CX Esports, has to really get that strategy up. He really needs to get the IQ working, because if it doesn't, yeah, Taiju. Umona mumwambie tu focus on the game, ache mambo mingi. We have the Dark Tempers there. They seem to be taking on a fight as well. Dark Tempers for this game. They seem to be the team that is dominating Miramar as we speak. Murid, last player, has been taken out by Deadly player all the way back to lobby using a vehicle. But now the SG, they will be changing their position. Dark Nova spotting them has been exported as well. The sprays are connecting Nova, quite damaged, but then it seems like CS or CSGO. SG will be able to go towards the safe zone right now. They are going to be in the middle of fight if they do not go to the zone and secure a compound now before the zone starts rotating. In Hell Tempo, holding a compound. Seems like the Deadly Clan are taking on a fight already. A Kobe from their team has finally connected, and the players from Opulent 7 have been taken down by the players from Deadly Esports. The Dark Tempers taking on THALA Esports as well. All these teams are having fights back to back. We want to see THALA. What is THALA up to? We have not seen them dominating in quite a long time. 2 eliminations to their name. The game is about to come to an end. The 30 seconds, 6th phase of the zone. The players, they are across them. That is Dark Tempers. They need to make it to the zone, but then Clyde, beautiful spray, does get the knock on Dark Devil, and now we have only 2 players remaining from Dark Tempers, Shadow and Power, who will be able to dominate this game without losing all their teammates, basically getting a winner chicken dinner as a full squad. We have the zone about to close in. THALA Esports player foul. Really has to be really careful. The zone is about to close in, so of course he will be either taken down by the zone damage or something else might happen along the line. But then we have Dark Tempers player, the Devil, getting knocked, and now the zone is about to close in. For THALA Esports player foul, the zone should be your best friend as of now. Excess Power playing it a little bit safe there. They will be looking for a chicken dinner. Excess Power already got 1 chicken dinner, so they need to look for that chicken dinner again. Back to back. Samaritans down with the battle already, taking on a fighter. They're basically in front of them. Deadly Esports, 1 person remains standing. Icon will be trying to get the damage. The next is Power player that's trying to get the damage, and the player has been carried to get the revive, but then will it be possible to revive this player without losing him to the zone? The game is actually coming to an end. Teams have been eliminated. Deadly Clan, they're losing his teammates. SG as well, losing the team there. In Hell Tempo, losing players as well. Now teams are getting dropped 1 by 1. Samaritans taking on the players from In Hell Tempo, taking them all the way back to lobby. The zone is about to shift, and now Cool Man, wale wa kudominate, okay, wale wa hapo sasa. Hakuna kitu ya kusema sijui that team dominate PPL. Hakuna kitu kayo, guys. Then you have Excess Power Lorenzo. They're getting knocked by THALA Esports. So let's see whether THALA Esports will be the team taking on Excess Power, or will we be having another team dominating and taking on Excess Power and taking them back to lobby without them getting another chicken dinner for their teams. Let's have a quick peek at what is happening. Last player from 3F Esports surviving this long has been eliminated as well. He was basically a solo. He was able to survive this long, so big up to the 3F player. See Raisi. Surviving as a solo is never that easy, I'm not even gonna lie. But then have the Samaritans. They have to move. The zone is not with them. Braider here will be damaged by the zone if he doesn't start moving. Now you have THALA Esports right in front of him as well. He took a very long time to have the rotation happening, so of course he will be exposed. But then because the teammate there, Sam Akashi, is really putting a lot of pressure on THALA Esports, but then THALA there does get a knock on Coolman. Excess Power player Lorenzo does get knocked by the zone. Excess Power trying to make it to the safe zone. Teams now are putting on the pressure against each other. THALA Esports, the 2nd time in a row, seeing them making it to the top slots of the game. We can see a player there foul, can't easily be spotted, but then no one will be taking him down yet because they cannot see him. No one is focusing on the THALA Esports player foul, as he makes it impossible for Samaritans to make it to the safe zone. The damage there on the Nakashi, last player from Deadly, has been eliminated as well. And now some player does get knocked as well. That is from THALA Esports. They will be trying to get the damage happening there, but then Excess Power, that part in the fight there, does get a knock on THALA Esports. Sam Nakashi last person standing from his team. Will he be able to survive this? Two of his players are down. They do not have enough utilities to survive this game anymore. Has no meds, has nothing in his bag. Basically him, his ammo, and the 2 guns in his backpack. THALA esports player foul. Why can't I tap on foul? Damn. Oh, my mess spiked. I hope players did not really get to suffer with that spike there. But then we have THALA esports player foul. We'll be waiting to get an elimination on the players from Lay Samaritans. The zone is about to close in for Sam Akashi. He's actually quite safe, but if the zone decides to move, then it will be close to impossible. 2 knocks on the THALA esports players from Excess Power, and they're getting cooked up by Clyde. Might just be a Kobe and Excess Power. It doesn't really get a knock there yet, but then now THALA esports, they need to get the revive. THALA esports looking for that chicken dinner. Will they be able to get that chicken dinner without losing their teammates to the zone? Excess Power now trying to make it to the safe zone as well. Clyde trying to make it to the zone as well. Samakashi taking on the 2 players from Excess Power. Now 1 person remains standing. That is Clyde there, being spotted by Akashi. The damage is in there. First knock is in from Akashi. 1 person remains standing. THALA esports player foul. 1 molly is enough, but then the zone does take out Samakashi, and just like that, Masema deadly labda ashinde poa. But then we have the winner chicken dinner, 3rd game of the night. THALA esports, 9 eliminations to their name. Beautiful play there coming from THALA esports. The patience, the rotations, I talked about it. They are taking their time. They're choosing when to engage, when to not engage. Everything is happening for Team THALA right now. So 9 eliminations to their name. 2nd, we have Lay Samaritans with the 8 eliminations. The 3rd, we have Excess Power, 10 eliminations. 4th, we have Deadly Clan, 4 eliminations. 3rd, we have 3F esports, 1 elimination. 6, we have SG, 5 eliminations. 7, Inhale Tempo, 1. 8, Dark Tempers, 5. 9, OP, 6, 10, TF2. That is Task Force 21. With 0 eliminations. 11, CX esports 2. 12, N2L 0. 13, Opulent 7-0. 14, Supreme 7-3. 15, I think that is Deadly Noobs, right? 0. And then 16, Hakuna Matata. 0 eliminations. Going a lot with the 5 eliminations. Excess Lorenzo, Best Companion, 2 rescues. Dark's Power. As usual, we have to give the team that has won the game their flowers. I mean, Mamba Chemka, get ready. Honestly, I'm just too excited for these games. Group B na Nibamba. Jana Group A, mulikuwa mnafinyana hapa ni kama mnatoa mahindi kwa shamba. No. Group B is doing quite the opposite. Group B, 1, they're not really going in the middle of fights without thinking about it. Group B is taking their time, Sasa. So Group B will come. They decide, okay, let's first land all across Miramar. And then when we're done looting, let's now come in, let's start engaging. And then I told you about Lay Samaritans. Look at how they're picking their fights. They were there, they were about to encounter Excess Power. So when they got the damage on Excess Power, 2 things could have happened. Either we engage, ama tuende. So the captain, whoever that is, from Lay Samaritan decides, okay, fine, let's go away from this fight. And he does exactly that. The player, the team, they take their baggies, they go away from this fight. The only disadvantage now that the Lay Samaritan player Akashi had for the last fight is that he did not have the zone with him. He tried to survive, he tried to do the thing, but he did not have the zone with him at all. He basically got the elimination on Excess Power, wiped the 2 players, and then now went in and decided, okay, fine, let me just give this up because there's nothing I can do. I'd rather give the zone the kill than get eliminated by a team and then give them 1 more point on their kill count. So that was really impressive coming from Lay Samaritans. Looking at a team like CX Esports, they had the high ground, and then teams cornered them. So of course it was going to be a little bit tricky for them to survive. When you look at the game, I mean, tumezungukwa, what are we going to do? We have people coming towards us. What is the next strategy? Vitu mingi zimefanyika, okay? But hiyo yote is fine. That is Group B for you guys. That was game number 3. So we have 1 more game to go tonight. That is basically Erangel. If you're watching the live, as usual, have you liked the live stream? If you've liked, asante sana. If you've subscribed, karibu sana to the Kenya Pubg Mobile League games. Na kama umeshare, You're the real OG. And then you have Excess Lauria there with the super chat W's for Lauria. Thank you so much. For now, let's take a quick short break and then we'll be right back. BRB. All right, we are back. Last game of the night, and it is Erangel. And we're going to be looking at the flight path coming from Novo all the way to Zarki. This being the last game of the night, of course, somehow, we can call it somehow, we'll be seeing either people will be going on the aggressive side or people will be playing more on the passive side, avoiding as much fights as possible just to make sure they can get their points up. Remember, if you get somewhere and you don't you don't have enough points. So maybe week 1 your team got 20 points, week 2 your team gets 20 points again. That means you won't make it to the semis or the finals. You understand? So hapo kidogo it's going to be a little bit tricky if you do not really maximize on how you're playing, or rather when you're engaging, what to go about, how to go about the rotations. Are we getting the elimination points? Are we getting the placement points? Everything in the last game counts. Are we going to be fighting aggressively? Are we going to be fighting passively? Are we going to be avoiding this team? Are we going to be avoiding that team? Everything is going to be counted. Everything is going to be more of, am I doing the right call? When it comes to these games, every single strategy matters. But anyway, looking at where the teams have landed, it seems like Hakuna Matata is already taking on a fight there with the Opulent 17 in Rozo. Already one of the teams there has been knocked and casted. We'll be seeing Zelcro probably going in for that push, seeing that he's gotten some damages in the Uzi there. But then both of them from both teams did not have enough armor to engage in this fight, even utilities, to really say you want to be part of this fight. We have the Supreme 7 They have a fight happening where they are as well. And we have a team that is THALA Esports Pochinki, a very tight place to be landing, especially if you do not understand Pochinki. Surviving here will be hard, because when you look at THALA Esports, they are taking the roofs here. When you look at Supreme 7, they want to take the roofs as well. These teams play Pochinki. You can see already Hancho is on the roof there. You can see TE Clyde is also on the roof there. Dice are doing the same thing. So basically, surviving in Pochinki, you have to really understand Pochinki with the buildings, how the rotations happen pale. If you do not know that, I'm not even utaona dust. You understand? You know how you try play a game, but the dust is constant. Utaona exactly that. But then look at Lipovka. They have 3F Esports in Lipovka. We have CX Esports right outside Lipovka as well. XS Power. There we have THALA Esports getting. No, that is Access Power and Task Force 21. Okay. So already when the teammates here has been taken back to lobby, we are in Severny, where we have teams really close to each other. Access Power and Task Force 21. Ati, like and subscribe. Yes. Mtu aonje badge. Oh, the subscription. Yeah. I don't even know how it works, by the way. Wow. I don't even know how that thing works. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, of course, you can also get to be part of the membership of the YouTube channels. You can get a few packs here and there when you have the membership. But then looking at the game right now, we have TF2, that is Hater. One of the teammates from TF2 has already been taken back to lobby. Supreme 7 and THALA Esports still at it, still trying to find a way of getting at least eliminations happen there. We can see Supreme 7 is doing the rotations already. They want to be in the safest place possible. They want to be where they need to be in order to get a knock there. But then OPL keep getting quite damaged. S7 Manfo Kajine. That will be the signal for THALA Esports going for that push. Second knock on OP players. Hamna is down, LQ is down, and now one player remains standing. That is Shakur. Kama za Shakur hazijashika atacheza. Kazi imeshika. Shakur there, trying to go in for that push as well. You have Skywalker there, really exposed. Shakur could easily get a knock there. If he trusted his play, that would be a chance to get a knock happening there. But then Shakur decides to go to the vehicle. He is exposing himself. I don't know what he's thinking. But then the player there from HAKUNA MATATA is as confused as Shakur. So kwani ni mas, damn. But then that's totally fine. But then have the Supreme 7 players dice. They're trying to go in for that push against the players from THALA Esports. THALA 7 is not really changing his position here. He wants to stay on the high ground. He wants to be able to see the players as they get closer. My advice will be to go a little bit closer. But then now where he is right now, he might be able to get a knock on S7 Dice. Seeing that he's snaking, Dice might not be aware of his position. He's also quite skeptical on whether to expose himself to get closer. Well, then he's not really going to be doing that. But then Inhale Tempo there seems to have knocked his teammate with a nade. Sijui kama ni self-nade ama makosa imefanyika na mmoja akafinya mwingine. Oh, it's actually a fight. Inhale Tempo and Deadly. So let's see what's happening there. Deadly Gojo has been knocked, and thus the Inhale Tempo player there, Ganho, will be getting the revive, but we can see the fight finally happening. Deadly missed there, doing the rotations. The vehicle immediately goes in for that push, does the rotation again, just to make sure he can see what's happening. The Inhale Tempo, we have them really surrounding here, the players from Inhale Tempo. Lakini ni kama Deadly ataki hiyo vita, because Mist just passed by na akaenda zake, akasema he doesn't want to engage in this fight at all. Deadly Esports there, Icon, Manu, Mist are the only people remaining from their team, and they have decided not to engage at all. Looking at the safes, and it has chosen to be on the western side of Erangel right now, going towards Georgiapol, Gatka, all those areas there. We can see a lot of them really leaning towards that side. So we'll be seeing what really happens. Will we be having the players from THALA Esports, wherever they are in Pochinki, whether they'll be getting the fight against Supreme 7, or they'll be going towards the western side as well in Georgiapol. We have a team here that is I've forgotten. Let me confirm the name again. Let me confirm the name again. Give me a second. The name of that team is the Iron Slot 16. Only fans. They are the only fans. Okay, so the only fans there are basically holding this same compound here for quite some time, but then the zone is about to close in, so they should really get their rotations happening. We have CX Esports, that is Park and his teammates. They will be going towards the safe zone as well. Supreme 7 have one of the teammates, that is the 7-7, is already down. Dice, of course, so will be trying to get something happening for his team, but then honestly, he's the only person remaining. The players there from THALA Esports really putting the pressure. Dice, one person remaining standing. Uzi might not be a good gun to use against the whole team. Then he does get another knock. Then THALA 7 does get knocked as well. And now one person remains standing from THALA Esports. I don't think he's even that close anymore. But then Clyde now will be going in for that push. FPP in hand here. S12K pre-fires, trying to get the damage on S7 player. But then Dice seems to be a little bit composed here. When you are in a stressful situation, make sure you are as composed as possible. We have a new subscriber. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you, Lauria, for subscribing. Now you have two of them, Sweet and Lauria. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. Then the Supreme 7. Dice kind of flopped that because he had 3 players down from THALA Esports, and then he took his time before he got to engage even more. So that does somehow put him on the losing side, seeing that he was actually on the higher side. I'm really trying to see how to place it, but he's on the higher side, and he had the numbers, he had the knocks, but that's not really what we expected him to do. Or honestly, we expected him to go in for that push, but then have Clyde there being knocked by Hancho. Finally, the cover from his teammate is finally here. They're going for that push, and the THALA is to clear Batman with the FPP. That's gonna knock out the DBS, and now Hancho will be going in for the. Okay, Hancho has been eliminated. Damn it. THALA Esports is performing. Okay, THALA Esports as well as on a break. So pale kuna timu moja, hata kwanza niwaingililie. Kuniambia Mitch, ulisema hivi na hivi, unajua toka tukicheza game tulikuwa retirement. THALA Esports was in retirement as well. Walikuwa kwanza wamepotea like 2 seasons. And then THALA Esports comes back na wanafanya ile kitu. Wanafanya ile kitu. Wanafanya vile inafaa. Nayo. Anyway guys, let's see what will be happening here. But then we have the players from Excess Power. They're going towards the buildings, usually at the bridge when you live in Georgiapol. But then what they need to understand is that there's a team that is on the other side in Georgiapol, actually a number of teams. We also have the SAMARITANS on the northern side of Georgiapol right now, actually southern side of Georgiapol. And I don't know if they're going to be going towards where we have Excess Power, because if Coolman and his team is not careful, Excess Power is holding a compound right in front of them. So probably they're going to be either engaging in that fight if they cross that bridge. But for now, it seems like they have a plan not to engage. We have Akashi as well is there. But then looking at N2L, we have Luffy, Spyro, and 69 God. Will be, of course, engaging in that fight. We'll be seeing what will be happening there. Will be having a fight or not, depending on how they go towards the players from CX Esports. So probably will be having a fight there. We have the 3F Esports have played it a little bit safe. Sijaona wakidominate anywhere, wametulia too. So probably they're doing the same late rotations like we saw Excess Power doing in the previous game, where they waited for the fights to come to them. So I think that's the same type of movement there for them, but we'll be giving it time to see if that's so or not. But then 3F Esports, we have them taking that compound. Looking at team 19, that is HAKUNA MATATA. This time around they have survived. Honestly, initially HAKUNA MATATA was going back to lobby as the 16th team, basically the first team to leave the lobby. But then this time around we have 12 teams still remaining. So that's a big improvement for HAKUNA MATATA. They've also been on retirement, so that does make sense. And we want to see how they will be performing since wametoka retirement. Wacha tuone if that does impact their gameplay or not. But then how the players there from HAKUNA MATATA playing on the safest side as much as they can. You have N2L 69 God. and his teammates, they're still making their rotations. No one is anywhere stable as of now. Everyone is looking for the safest place to be in. We have Deadly Clan, we have Manu, Icon, and Mist. All of them are holding Georgia Pole right now. We have Inhale Tempo, that is Ganho, Fike, Poga, and Loopy. All of them are holding the same place here right now. They are quite close to each other. The one of them is not really close to the other is on the other side of the beach. They have a team right on the side of hospital, and that is SG. So I don't know about SG, but I hope they have something or rather a plan that works for them, because if they do not, mambo yatakuwa ngumu, mambo yatakuwa magumu sana tena sana. But let's wait and see what will be happening on this side. As usual, guys, this is the last game of the night with the Kenya PUBG Mobile League game season 9 group B. So please go ahead and like the live video to do so. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Share the live stream link and get as many people as possible to the live stream. So Sizi Esports hapa pia anasumbua jua wachezi leo. Sizi wagwan, kesho pia mtaona dust. Msidhani lobby yenu ni rahisi, okay? Msidhani kabisa. But then acha tutaona Kenya kusema. But then it seems like Kamara, we are THALA Esports. Okay, your comeback will be legendary. My days. So we'll be on the lookout for THALA Esports to see how they perform basically as a whole, to see what they're going to be up to, and see whether we'll be having an interesting comeback from THALA. That's what we've been told there in the comment section. But then HAKUNA, MATATA making the rotations as well. We have the players there for nothing to lose are also making the rotations. THALA Esports players holding the compound there by around Pachinki. They're not really moving yet. There's no team there with them. 3F Esports making the right calls, making the right rotations. Lazima, they survive these games. Again, like I told you, you've been seeing every PUBG Mobile Africa posting about these games that are going to happen, and there's going to be an opportunity for a team to make it basically to the global stage, that is PMGC. So you really have to practice, guys. I don't know how many times I'm going to insist on this. Practice, because at the end of the day, the teams that you're going to go against are the same teams that you're playing against right now. Whether you're playing here, whether you're playing in SRG Screams, whether you're playing anywhere, you will still encounter each other. At the end of the day, as long as you have practiced, that will definitely make sense. But then HAKUNA, MATATA, they seem to be taking on a fight there. We see Kobe and Skywalker basically got a knock and a thrust happening there. Excess powered player, that is the Scarface, trying to get the wipe there on HAKUNA MATATA, but then I think I got into HAKUNA MATATA's heads, and now they're it's going to be very sad for excess power there. But then for the players from HAKUNA MATATA, have to be careful because there's a team really close to them, and that is THALA Esports. Clyde and his teammates passing by there with the vehicles, probably trying to scout out the area and see which compound basically they're going to be holding. CZ Esports are saying pale ati kesho ni free kills. Honestly, I'm not sure about that. Group B, there are some teams that thought Group B was basically free kills. So acha tutaona, I'm not sure about that. But then you have Samaritans, you have Sam Miniboss and his teammates holding the highest grounds in Georgia Pole Hills. They will be waiting for teams to get closer to them. But then CX Esports here are also having a really hard time. They have some of their teammates. Yakari is down already. Park there is on the right side doing the rotations. Thorfinn, they're quite low. And we have Murid moving around the vehicles. But then now the players from Samaritans, Akashi and his teammates going in for that push. Honestly, Akashi and Coolman, best combination for this team. So let's see how this will be playing out. But then the nade there does really not connect anymore. Deadly Clan taking on Inhale Tempo. So Upper Kidogo will see what will be happening. But then we have here a beautiful Kobe, or rather the knock there from Kulman does get Torfin down there. And now Akashi going in for that push on CX player Park. DBS in his hand. We have his teammate also coming closer. Kulman and his teammate going for that push. Kulman getting a little damage, but then Park there does get knocked. That is the power of teamwork. But then Muri there, unfortunately his name is not really Murife. But if I were him, the Murife don't run is basically him right now. Murid has decided to go away from this fight and avoid it as much as possible. Habibi, you have done the best thing you can do in any competitive scene. Mtu asikwambie kitu. Ulihepa vita, yalla. Very good decision. Samaritans taking on CX Esports, taking them back to lobby. But then when you look at the same place there, we have a team that will be going towards the side, since we saw THALA Esports passing by where they were. So probably they will be going there. But then 3F Esports, the two players get knocked out of the vehicle, Akumu and Zaki, trying to get to the compound here, trying to be as safe as possible. But then we have the players from Nothing to Lose really waiting on them as much as they can. Deadly Clan on the other hand taking on the players from Inhale Tempo. It seems like this fight has gone for too long. Inhale Tempo, two players remaining, trying to smoke up the place here. The nades are actually connecting. Pog there being quite damaged. Now is where you start to figure out, are we going to be pushing or not? Deadly Icon waiting on the players from Inhale Tempo. Pog, a nade is getting cooked up. Icon, is it going to be a Kobe on Inhale Tempo? Cook up that nade perfectly and you have two eliminations to your name. Fast nade does connect. Pog is down. Inhale Tempo Fike in the compound trying to smoke up the whole place, but they need to get moving. The zone is about to shift now. Fourth phase of the zone. Deadly Icon going in for that push. He's not even sure where to go anymore, but then Inhale Tempo Fike just in front of them waiting for that chance to engage. Deadly Mist waiting on Fike. Let's have a look on Fike. Let's see what Fike will be up to, whether we'll be engaging or not. But then have Deadly Icon there waiting by the walls to see whether he's going to be engaging or not. What are we going to be expecting from Icon? Will he be able to take on Inhale Tempo by himself? Will he be able to do anything at all when it comes to the fight against Inhale Tempo? Because right now Pog is getting revived. The zone is about to close in. They have a team right in front of them, that is SG. Spray God immediately spots Icon, gets a knock on him, trying to get the test happening, but then Deadly Clan will now be sandwiched. Initially Inhale Tempo was having a hard time surviving, but then this time around mambo yamechemka, everything done, everything gone. But then we'll see how this plays out. How this team, the Deadly Manager does get knocked as well. Now one person remains standing from the Deadly Clan, and that is Deadly Mist. So we'll be seeing what his strategy will be there. But then Deadly Mist really focusing on whether to make it the safe zone right now. The zone is quite damaging SG's Basco there. They're getting good damage on Deadly Mist. But then Mist will be going towards the safe zone because that is the priority for now. Otherwise, he will be either knocked by the zone, or someone will get to maybe knock him while he tries to make it to the safe zone. We are in the fourth phase of the zone and we have 10 teams remaining. 10 teams remaining. That's a lot of teams to be in the final zone. 10 teams is a little bit too much there, but then you have 3F Esports. They're losing players one by one. Dark Tempers taking on a fight. Deadly Mist, like I said, has been taken by the zone, and now we can have one person remaining from team 16. Another team does go back to lobby because of the zone, and now you have 6 teams remaining. 3F Esports as well does get eliminated by the zone. Really unfortunate. We still have the same teams we've been seeing from the beginning of tonight's games surviving up to the end of the game. So this is where things become a little bit different, a little bit crazy. Okay, so let's see what will be happening there. Will we be having any fights happening here, or the players from HAKUNA Matata will be surviving just a little bit longer to give them a chicken dinner? We have THALA Esports. They're actually also here as well. They look to be engaging on a fight against the Samaritans. Sorry about that. Akashi, quite low. Now we have THALA Esports Pala. We can see Foul. We have Batman, Clyde, and we have THALA himself. They have the players from the team that is Samaritan really putting the pressure on them right now. Nothing to lose, taking on the players right now from Dark Tempers. Hapa sasa nyo mambo itachemka kidogo. There is no way things are going to be easy for them. Nakwambia Marabu ako in denial. Marabu tomorrow, you'll tell us about it. But then you have Inhale Tempo Fike there. Been the only person surviving from his team, holding the watchtower right now, finding the best place to hold, because as long as the zone moves, then things will be a little bit different. Nothing to lose here. Putting the pressure on Dark Tempers. They have the zone. The Dark Tempers have the zone. For nothing to lose, they have no zone. So surviving that might be a little bit hard for him. But then Inhale Tempo player Fike just seen kills in front of him. My friend found those kills. Inhale Tempo player Fike, they're feeling a bit he's not courageous for that, but then Foul there. THALA Esports player Foul trying to scope in, trying to see if he can cover his teammate Batman from getting thirsty there. Foul also has to make the rotations, but the lane Samaritans getting closer. Mini boss getting thwarted. THALA Esports player Clyde, they have been covered by his teammate Foul, but then is it going to be enough? The zone getting the damage on him here. Lane Samaritans need to make it to the zone as soon as they can, because now the zone is no longer any team's friend. Inhale Tempo player still holding the same place. What? He got knocked from that place? Nah, I think HAKUNA MATATA ameamka bana, guys. I think they are finally awake, because now is where it becomes a little bit intense. Now the zone is getting smaller. 6 teams remaining. 6th phase of the zone. Now here we have a lot of pressure from this team. Beautiful, very beautiful use of the sticky bomb there. They do get a nade, and now we have another nade getting cooked up by Skywalker. Is it going to be a Kobe on Spyro? The nade there does connect. The damage is actually there, but then they do not have a knock. More nades should be thrown towards that side. Skywalker focusing on the Weaver. There are only 2 players remaining from HAKUNA MATATA. Dark Tempers players here will also try getting closer, but then you have the Samaritans getting eliminated by the players from THALA Esports. GG's to THALA. 2 players remaining, Coolman and Akashi. They are making the rotations there with the supercar. They have the Clyde being exposed there, and we have Coolman finally being forced to take on the fight there. The damage, but then the SOK does get the knock there on Coolman. Last player from Samaritans going in for that push. DBS in his hand, trying to get the knock there on the THALA Esports player Clyde. He has to be careful though. If Fike decides to enjoy this fight, he might just be getting the knock on Clyde, but he's quite low. He has to be careful. The SOK doesn't really work, but then Akashi DBS does connect, and just like that, he has been taken back to lobby. Akashi now should focus on going towards the safe zone, because the zone will be a little bit damaging. Inhale Tempo player Fike holding at the safest place right now. Here Akashi will be pressured because the vehicle is getting damaged. What he doesn't know is that there's a team on the right there in Dark Tempers. They do get the last kill on the Samaritans. Now Fike being a solo again, moving in the rotation. Dark Tempers players again gets the same solos on the same direction they tried to use. Hey, Dark Tempers rather. You guys remember when KPL was starting? This I have to say, acha tutu yongetu to talk. When Dark Tempers started playing KPL, this you have to be honest, they were not really as committed. They were playing, yes, but then they wouldn't really dominate the games. Yes, they will have some points here and there. Most of the time, they did not really showcase either winning a game or understanding what is happening. But then, you know, that was their first time playing in the competitive scene. But now, when you look at Dark Tempers and how they're making their rotations, how they're choosing which fights to take on, because it does take a lot to understand that this is the fight you're going to be engaging in, and this is not the one you want to engage in. But now they have made their rotations. They are the only team that has the safe zone. Looking at nothing to lose there, and HAKUNA MATATA 2. Both the teams here do not have the safe zone. The zone will be moving sooner or later. We are in the 7th phase of the zone, 11 seconds in. And then they start moving. HAKUNA MATATA holding the same ground. Question is, who will be able to give us a chicken dinner for the last game of the night? Is it going to be HAKUNA MATATA? Is it going to be Dark Tempers? We really need to see which team will be giving us the winner chicken dinner. We have the smokes here getting thrown towards the players from Dark Tempers. nothing to lose. The damage from the zone is there. Luffy being quite low. Hakuna Matata player Skywalker waiting on them. They do get the elimination. Immediately Skywalker goes towards the safe zone now. The nade does connect there from Dark Nova. And now they will be going in for that push. One person remains standing. And that is the Skywalker. Dark Shadow, the P-Fire, trying to get the damage here on the last player from Hakuna Matata. But then is it going to be impossible? This drop here is making it quite hard to change my POV. But let's look at the POV there. Skywalker getting the revive. They are where the Venice is drop there. Dark Devil gets the nade in, and it's gonna be a Kobe. And just like that, Dark Tempers. We were talking about that the most improved team, to honestly, according to my point of view, when it comes to KPL season 9, that is none other than Dark Tempers getting a chicken dinner. 7 eliminations to their name. How beautiful is that? Coming second, Hakuna Matata. 8 eliminations. Oh wow, that's actually a big improvement for them. I won't really lie, because now Hakuna Matata is really dominating on that side. We have nothing to lose there. 4 eliminations. 4th, we have Inel Tempo 4. 5, we have that is Lay Samaritans, 6 eliminations. 6, you have THALA ESPORTS with 7 eliminations. 7, you have SG, 0 eliminations. 9, OnlyFans, 0 eliminations. 9, we have 3F, 0 eliminations. 10, Deadly Clan, 2 eliminations. 11, CX Esports, 0. 12, XS Power 5. 13, S71. 14, OP 0, and then 15 you have TF2, that is Task Force 21. With the 2 eliminations, going all out at 60 feet for this game, you have Skywalker, Best Companion with 2 rescues, Sam Coleman, and then finisher with the final elimination, Dark Devil. Well, I believe that is it for tonight's games. We have finally come to a completion. I hope you guys have enjoyed tonight's games. Group B, that was amazing. I am actually impressed by Group B. But then again, we cannot really say much. This is just the group stages. There's another week of group stages for Group B. So maybe the teams will go practice and then come back a little bit better. You never know. Let's just give it time. But as of now, I hope you guys liked and subscribed to the channel. And we'll be saying goodnight for the Group B KPL Season 9 games. I have been your caster and host, Mitch Gaming, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. For now, have yourselves a lovely night. It has been nothing but fun. Bye.